We gather around a little town bar or someone's house here in town. We talk about life, the highs and the lows, but we skip over the things that make us foes. We talk about just near anything, laughing about the little things. Leave religion at the door, but we'll pray for you. Politics might sneak in when the world ain't true, but mostly it's just friends, me and you. We talk about work and the times we missed, old friends, new laughs, things we can't resist. The funny things people say, the craziest sights. Life's better when it's shared every Saturday night. We talk about just near anything, laughing about the little things. Leave religion at the door, but we'll pray for you. Politics might sneak in when the world ain't true, but mostly it's just friends, me and you. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, don't be late. Come for the fun and leave a little late. Life's too short, don't you know? Gather around, let the good times flow. We talk about just near anything, laughing about the little things. Leave religion at the door, but we'll pray for you. Politics might sneak in when the world ain't true, but mostly it's just friends, me and you. Saturday nights, they feel so right. A little laughter, a little light. So join us now, it's time to begin. Every Saturday night, let's all jump in.
What's up, Dave?
Hey, Greg, how are we doing, brother?
I'm eating cereal.
Eating cereal? It's not breakfast, it's dinner time.
Yeah, it's a snack.
Yeah, I hear you there. I've been known to do French toast for dinner, so that's not a big problem for me. So what do you got going on?
I've been helping my sister a little bit up in Lyle.
Hi, Rebecca.
Oh, I can't even see the chat. There we go.
Up in Lyle. If you're up in Lyle, you're not far from my house at all, bro.
No, she lives right on 79.
Ah, I go to Lyle to fill up my water jugs. They got some of the best spring water that you can get in the area.
Yep. Yeah, I'm helping her do some work on her trailer.
Troy, you're in the chat, but you're not in the window. I put the link up, so if you need to find it, it's right there. It's already started, so it should be the top of the chat, I think. I don't know. I think that's the way it works. Yeah, so today was an interesting day.
Yeah.
It was a benefit band get-together for a good friend of mine, a person who used to actually live with me. And I was like, oh, I know the whole family. I know everybody. I actually did a birthday party for their Aunt Iona many years ago where I played music for it. And so they were all there. One of them walked by and he says, "Hi, I'm Dave." And I said, "Yeah, you're Dave Irwin. I'm Dave Moffat. Don't you remember me?" And he's like, "Yeah, no." And then his brother come over and he looks at me and says, "Hey, aren't you Dave Moffat?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." He said, "Well, I'm Dave's brother." I says, "I know, I remember you. Your name is Butch." And he's like, "Yeah, I am." And I was like, "I know, I remember you." But it was like so funny because it was like one didn't remember me, the other one did, because it was like their great aunt's birthday party that I played at or whatever. And it was a fun time. I mean, I didn't sell any t-shirts. I didn't even set up. I went there because a band that I represent was going to be there, and I was going to print t-shirts for them. And when they showed up, it wasn't the whole band that showed up. There we go, Troy's on. It wasn't the whole band that showed up. It was just the drummer. And I was like, Brian.
Hey, Troy.
I was like, Brian, what's up? And he's like, yeah, we're not going to be playing tonight. And I was like, you're not? And he's like, no. He says, our bass guitarist is sicker than a dog. And I was like, well, you know, I played bass guitar for Jeff Partis back in the day, right? And he's like, yeah. I says, but I don't do it anymore. I don't even play my own guitars anymore. And he's like, yeah. He says, I wasn't going to ask you anyway. It's just because the other guy, when he found out the bass player was sick, didn't want to play anyway. So I was like, okay, well, that's cool. But yeah, it was really cool. Everybody that was there, I became familiar with, or I already knew. It was like a really great time. It was supposed to be from noon to 5. It actually turned out to be 1 to 6, but it actually turned out to be 1 to 5 because this last band wasn't going to be able to do it. And I was just like, okay, well, that's fine. But yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed myself. I told him, I says, look, when you told me you were going to be here and I was going to set up my stuff to be able to print your shirts, it was going to be great. But when I got here, there was no place where I would have been able to set up because it became standing room only within like minutes. I mean, it's a little rod and gun club. Actually, this is kind of ironic. I'm actually now an official member of that rod and gun club because I have a brand new 223 I bought 2 years ago, and I have not shot a single bullet out of it yet because where I live, I can't. Now, oh, you got a rifle range? Heck yeah, sign me up for this. What's it cost? $25.
Well, you can shoot here for free. Just come on down.
Yeah, well, I can shoot in my backyard for free with a 22 or anything smaller than a 223. But there's like a big field out behind me. But all along that backside of that field, there's houses. I could find an area where I could probably set up a target out in that field to shoot at and get away with it. But I'm just like, yeah, not out of my backyard. I'm sorry. You know, it's too close to the house. That's the main issue. It's too close to the house. If you start firing a gun in my neighborhood, a 22, nobody's going to say nothing. You know,
Right.
But a 223, yeah, somebody's going to start speaking, and I don't want that. I like my neighbors, and I don't want my neighbors to hate me.
Yeah.
I hate mine. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but you're too close to them.
I'm too close to mine. If they're within a half a mile, they're too close.
I've got one neighbor across the road from me who's related to the family that owns everything in this town anyway. And he's cool. He's like, I don't give a shit what you do. But there's another guy that lives like maybe a quarter mile from me up on the hill, and he's got like a really high expensive house and stuff. And he's like, yeah, he's not into guns at all. He's probably the only non-Republican in my whole county. Oh, maybe not the county, but definitely in the town. But they don't advertise it, you know. I don't care. His kids are all into four-wheelers and snowmobilers and mini bikes and all this other stuff, and that's fine.
Hey, Charlene.
Do it all you want to do. Hi, Charlene. How we doing?
Troy
That's fine. They
Fro.
can do what they want to do, but, you know, if I do something that they don't agree with, then I'm probably going to hear about it, and I don't want to hear about it.
Troy froze.
No, I think it was too much ice in his Gatorade.
Maybe.
The Gatorade froze and he can't let go of it.
Oh, there he is.
He's back.
Yeah, I'm going in and out, so I don't know what's going to happen or if this will work or not. That's how my year's gone so far this year. And,
So, Troy, what do you got going on? Anything special?
well, I got another surgery coming up. I do the
Yeah, froze again.
I don't know when they're going to remove the gallbladder and gallstone. They've been trying to get that okay through the VA for a month and a half. And I've had 3 surgeries so far this year on different things. 2 on my throat, and the last one 3 weeks ago, they blew out my esophagus or ruptured it. So
Really?
yeah, it. That's why I haven't been in. I've been kind of on the
Staying
down
close to
low.
home.
I've been watching your posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people that are dealing with the VA,
Yeah.
and they say it's getting better.
It
But
is.
every time they tell me it's getting better, I hear other stories where they say no, it actually sucks worse than it did before. So I don't know who to believe.
Well, it's been good for me because actually, the only reason I went to the hospital because I fell off the stool in the kitchen trying to make the grand.
And
Not good.
okay,
And
that was
yeah, and then I ended up going to the hospital 2 days later while they was checking out to see where the blood was coming from. They found the gallstone, which so they
hi,
sent me.
Arlene.
Hey, Arlen. So they sent me to a different hospital to do the surgery, and they said, "Oh, this is so bad, we can't do anything. We're going to have to refer you to a specialist, which is outside the VA system."
Yeah, which means you're not covered under VA benefits.
Specialist, but also through the VA for them to pay for it. So, and then we got to, since I can't drive. So
I
is
think
it, I turned it over to the social worker. Said, "Here, you figure it out. Just let me know when I got to go."
Hey, Troy, I got a question. Who do you use for internet?
For what?
Who do you use for your internet?
he froze again.
Could you say that again, please?
Who do you use for your internet?
Oh, internet. It is Optimum, but I'm going. It's Optimum, but I'm going. I think I'm looking into Starlink.
All right, I got a question for you. What do they charge you?
More than what Starlink is.
All right, T-Mobile Business is $50 a month. All you gotta do is put the modem by a window, and it works awesome. It'll actually give you internet where nobody else will.
I'm back. But if I mow my yard, I'm in the yard mowing business. So I went to that with AT&T. That's how I got my iPhone for $100 because it was a business account.
If you do T-Mobile Business and put the internet modem in front of a window, it's $50 a month. And I'll tell you, that's what I'm using right now. The rest of my house uses Spectrum. I don't like Spectrum.
Yeah.
Spectrum's in and out. But this thing's on 24/7. It's fast, and I like it.
Yeah. Well, I think actually this. Why?
This is why we can't have these conversations.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I'm glad y'all doing good. And
I'm not doing great. I actually went to mow my lawn last Monday because it was 70 degrees out.
yeah.
I checked the oil on the tractor. I filled it up with gas. I grabbed the key. I get onto it. I turned to the start position and it wouldn't even turn over. I let go of the key so it would go back to the run position and it turned over. And I was like, no way. And I put it back to the start position, nothing. Let go of the key, it turned over. And I was like, all right, well, if I turn the key really slowly, and I did, and it started up, but it would only run while the starter was engaged.
Really?
I was like, well, I'm going to do this for a little bit, let it warm up. Maybe that's got an issue with it. You know, it's been a year since I ran it. Let it warm up. And nope, the minute you let go of the key, it shuts back off. I had to come up into my office and call the local John Deere dealer and say, hey, you know, I wasn't going to pay you guys to do this $390 service this year, but first year not doing it, and I have to do it. And they were like, well, what's up? And I told him, and he's like, yeah. He says, that's like an ignition problem. I says, well, I see it as that or it's a mouse problem. I don't know. We got mice, and the mice could have been in there chewing on wires or whatever. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to mess with it and find out either, you know. But I was just like, I wanted to mow my lawn. My neighbors mowed their lawn 3 times. I haven't mowed mine once.
Well, my neighbor actually came over yesterday. He said, do you want me to mow your yard? He said, I see you ain't done it yet this year. I said, sure, go ahead.
If my neighbor would offer it, I would pay him to do it.
Well, that's what I told him. I said, I'll pay you. So.
The last people that lived in the trailer across the road from my house, when we first moved in, I could not run my lawnmower. In the trailer across the road from my house, when we first moved in, I could not run my lawnmower. Now we got something for knuckle going on.
It's me. I'm trying to switch over to my iPad. I think it might be better.
Okay. But they came over when I first bought the house. They came over and he says, is your lawnmower running? And I looked at him. I says, no, actually, I'm having an issue with it. And he says, for $25, we'll mow your lawn, but we're not going to weed eat. I said, for $25, I want you to mow my lawn. And don't worry about the weed eating. We can do that ourselves. The weed eater always works, you know, it's battery operated. And I had him do it like 4 times before I finally got the lawnmower running again. But then when I shattered my heel, I couldn't use that lawnmower to mow my own lawn. So I was hiring one of my employees to mow my lawn because I couldn't use my left foot for the brake to even start the darn thing. And of course, you got to use the brake to put it in reverse, use the brake to put it in drive. And I couldn't do it, so I hired my employee to do it. And then we got the zero turn. So I was like, well, it's a brand new John Deere zero turn. They told me if I paid the $390 a year or whatever it is for the maintenance fee, it came with a 2-year warranty. But if I did the maintenance for 2 years through them, I'd get an extended 2 years. And lo and behold, now we're on the 5th year.
Yeah.
You know? We bought it in 2021. So here we are on the 5th year, and now I'm paying them to do the maintenance again, even though I didn't want to. I checked the oil. The oil was perfectly clean. The blades are sharp. There's nothing for me to have them come out and do. But now they got to do it with the ignition switch. And I was like, well, there's another $390 plus parts out. I don't know. I don't want to pay people to do it. I can do that. That's basic, you know.
So what's been going on, Dave, besides that?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, I did a couple of band deals doing T-shirts and stuff here a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
And I was there for hours. The bands are loud. I don't know if you ever go to like these live things here, but the bands are very loud for the size room that they're in.
Yeah.
And at the last one, they put me in front of a refrigerator. And I did not know it. I did not know it, but that refrigerator turned me into the bartender.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, well, I told him, I said, I didn't come here for this. You know, I will step out of the way and let somebody come into the refrigerator, get their own drink, walk back out and do whatever they got to do. But if I'm printing a T-shirt, when that thing starts beeping, you better not be behind me. Because I have to open that heat press up. Anything else doesn't matter. But when it starts beeping, I have to open the heat press up. And I didn't sell very many at that one either. I did do one special shirt for a guy. I told him I'm going to charge you $30, and he ended up paying $40. So I gave 20 of it to the guy that owned it. And I sold one out. I sold one outright, and then I sold one where they had to pay him direct because I was just like, okay. He's like, how'd you make out? I says, well, I got $45. You got $45. Other than that, we didn't sell anything. And he's like, well, that really sucks. I says, yeah, but I printed a bunch of extras for you. And he's like, what do you want me to charge you? What are you going to charge me for those? And I said, they're your shirts. I'm not charging you for them. I'm going to tell you what the total bill is at the end of the day. I'm not charging you for the individual shirts.
Right.
It turns out that at the end of the day, the total charge is going to be $1,512.
Wow.
Yeah, for 126 T-shirts.
Actually,
But that was
that's
the
not
shoot.
too bad if you look at it.
Huh?
I said that's really not too bad if you look at it.
No, it's $12 a shirt.
Yeah.
And I had to pay a company out of Canada to do the prints for me. Because they do direct to film screen printing.
Yeah.
So I had them. I sent them all the information, and they sent me the prints. The cool part is it takes 3 minutes on the heat press to be able to press the print onto the shirt, and then you open it up. You take the print off while it's hot. Put a piece of parchment paper on. Press it again for another 15 seconds, and now the shirt's done. So it's not a long process. Where the ones I was doing before were over a minute on the heat press. And these are like super quick, super easy, and they look great. Unlike a black T-shirt, they got a white background, so I can print them on any color T-shirt. But they wanted to go all black T-shirts on them, and they look awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I actually hired a company that got me into the print business to begin with to do the print work for me, which is kind of cool.
Good.
When I first started doing screen printing and stuff, it was only because of the owner of that business. His name is Lee Stewart, and he's out of Canada. Put out a video showing how he prints his boxes so that all of his items go out in custom boxes. And I was like, I want to do that for the seed business. And he told me, this is what you need. This is what you got to do, blah, 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 blah. He was like my mentor. And now I'm like, okay, well, I want you to do this now. I'm not doing screen printing anymore. I got a press downstairs that's never been used, you know?
Right.
I've got probably $1,000 invested in ink and the presses and everything else and screens and whatnot, probably a lot more than that. I don't use them. I had one screen set up for doing the seed house boxes, and that's the only screen I ever used. Actually, I didn't even make that screen. I sent it to a company and they made it for me. So I was like, okay, well, you do this and I'll do that. And I still got that screen. That screen will last me a lifetime.
Yeah.
But I'm probably not going to be doing a lot more printing with it. Yeah, we don't use the same size boxes anymore. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, we changed the size boxes because the shipping charges got so stupid.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I got to send out a set of HVAC gauges. My brother bought at the auction, and I put them on eBay, and somebody's buying them.
Send them UPS. It's cheaper.
Yeah, but they get to pick the shipping.
Oh, really?
I don't pay the shipping. No.
Oh, man. You better hope they don't do USPS because they may not get the package. I'm serious. USPS has gone downhill so bad in the last 2 years. I get like a monthly notice because we do USPS a lot for the seed business. I get like a monthly notice. On this date, we're going to be increasing our prices. On this date, we're going to be increasing our prices. On this date, we're going to be increasing our prices. And then they start losing packages all over the place. And it's like, well, I don't mind you raising your prices if you get the package to the person that it was sent to. But they don't. They'll send me an email saying, okay, this package was delivered on this date. And the customer will send me an email going, that's what they told me too, but it's not at my house. And I'm like, well, where the hell did they deliver it? And they're like, I don't know. Get a hold of your postmaster, give them the tracking number, and ask them if they know. And then most of them come back and say, "Yeah, our postmaster doesn't know either."
Yeah,
It's getting terrible.
but yet they want to raise the rates on the stamps and everything again. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like for a lifetime stamps, I think it's like $1 a stamp now. They just did that here like last week, I think. I'm like, yeah, I remember back when we could send letters for like 10 cents. And they're like, well, it's because of email. No, it's not. No, it's not. When I send an email, it goes to the participant that I'm sending it to, or recipient I'm sending it to. When I send a letter, they may not see it. I actually just got a thing in my email the other day. There was a lady from 1939 who shipped a letter, and the person that received it should have received it within like a 4-day period. They received that letter in like 2015. And they're like, that was an important letter to receive because it told them what their inheritance was. But because they didn't get the letter, they lost their inheritance because they didn't reply.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, like that would suck. I don't care. And there's no reason for it, you know?
I would sue.
Yeah, well, the horse and pony days would have said, hey, we would have had it there and you would have got it.
Yeah.
It might have been a 10-day delivery, but you would have got it. No, this is like 50 years later you got it.
Yeah. No,
I'm not the kind of person that would want to sue people, but I'm also the kind of person where if I can see a corner to cut, like I told Leah the other day, if somebody's ordering just a couple packages of flower seeds, if we put it in a padded envelope and send it under ground ship as a package, it's going to cost us almost $6 to ship that. But if you put it in that same padded envelope and you put it under USPS first class as an oversized envelope, it's $2 to ship it. I told her, I says, any of these, if they don't have a bean seed, a squash seed, or any other big seed in it, ship it out as first class. And if we get any gall back from the post office on it, I'll tell them why we're doing it, you know, because we can't afford it. If you're only buying 2 packages of seed from us, that means you got 2 packages for $1.25 each. So that's $2.50. You're paying $4 shipping and handling. So that's $6.50. And we're paying almost $6 to ship the package to you. We're making 50 cents on 2 packages of seed. It's not worth doing the business. You know? I told her, I said, any of these small orders like that, if it's not a bean seed or a squash seed or watermelon or anything that's a big seed, put it out as first class and just let it go. If they give us a problem, we'll give them a problem back. You know? I'm not the kind of guy that want to sue people, but I'll be honest with you, those are the kind of people that want to take me out of business.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a legitimate reason, yeah, I understand. But if you don't get your mail, there's a problem for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I'll get people saying, well, it was returned to you. And I'll be like, all right, well, great. I haven't gone to the post. We ship out of one post office and our mail goes back to a different one. And that different one's about a 30-mile ride. So I won't go back and check to ours. But if they say, well, it shipped back to you, and then I look at the tracking number, it says, yeah, it was shipped back or whatever, I'll be like, all right, great. Just redo the order, ship it back out again, make whatever changes are needed. And then we'll go to the post office. If it's there, we know they didn't open it. We can open it. We can put them back on the wall, and we can sell them to somebody else. We'll be like 30 days before it actually ends up back in our post office box.
Wow.
After they told us it was already there. You know? I'm like, man,
Right.
that's terrible. I don't know what I just did. I just hit a key on my keyboard. Now we're all bigger and stuff.
We're all what?
I just hit a key on my keyboard. We just all went bigger and stuff. I'm gonna go back to. I'm gonna try to go back to the original. I don't know.
I'm just stepping away for a second.
No, that's not the one.
I got to get my medicine.
That's not the one. 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 Oh my God, what did I do?
Well, there you are.
All right, I know, but I'm gonna bring you back on. But there you go. It's just the two of us now.
Right. Troy's in the chat.
Yeah, he's watching it on his TV. Hey, Troy, if that was a really good smart TV, you're probably on camera. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
I was actually told that by somebody. I don't remember who it was. And I laughed about it. And I was like, okay, is there a camera on my smart TV? I got a smart TV right up here behind me. And I went to that TV and I'm looking at it and going, yeah, there's no camera on this thing. It is attached to the internet because it's a smart TV. It doesn't have cable attached to it or whatever. But I was just like, is there a way for me to pull up a video of me off of that TV? No, there's not, because there's no camera on that TV. And they're saying, no, they bury it behind the screen. You won't see the camera. And I'm like, yeah, it's just not there. It's not there. There's a lot of things that they say, well, they do things, you know. I mean, if I'm talking to somebody about a product I want to buy, Amazon will automatically pull that product up. My first time opening it up and going, you were talking about this. Do you want to buy it? We got it. And I'm like, are you serious? You know, Facebook, same thing. Facebook ads. If I'm talking to somebody about something, hey, did you check this out? They'll send me an ad saying, hey, did you check this out? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want your ads. Sorry, Facebook.
Yeah,
they're watching it.
Google does that.
Google's bad on it.
Yeah.
My Android phone runs off Google, so it's like.
Yeah, so does mine.
Every time I'm in a conversation with somebody and we talk about something that comes up on my phone is, okay, well, it's available here. And I'm like, I wasn't going to buy it. We were just talking about it, you know, and it does it all the time.
Google's real bad about that.
That's why I don't have Siri or any of them other ones in my house, you know. Hey, Siri, what's the temperature out? Yeah, okay, great. That would be awesome. But I can go to my computer and I can find the temperature.
Yeah, or just look at your phone.
Yeah, well, I actually have, all right, I see what happened. I went to like a really big window on my end.
Oh.
I should be able to just hit escape. I must hit the F key, but nope, it's not going to let me escape either. Oh, well. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, Alexa, Siri, all these ones. I'm just like, yeah, no. Same thing with my car. They're like, you can talk to the GPS system and tell them what address you want to go to. I tried it. It does not work. It doesn't. I did it today. I was like, 1214 Stafford Road, Blodgett Mills, Rod and Gun Club. And it came back as being, what address do you want? I had to type it in, which is funny because I can't shoot my gun locally. So I am a member of that Rod and Gun Club now. $25. I can go there any day of the week from sun up to sundown and shoot my rifle. I've owned it for 2 years, never shot it once. I've got 2,000 rounds for it, I believe. I need to take some of them out of stock. They're not going to last forever. And just sight it in. I mean, I bought it from our Army armorer.
Yeah.
And it was scoped out to be like a sniper rifle. But because I've never shot it, I don't know if it's scoped out for me, or if it was scoped out for him, or if we're different or whatever. We're both same height, same style and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know as though it's scoped out for me, you know. And like I said, I got a farmer's field out behind me, but I got houses all the way around it, and I'm not shooting at anybody's house. The one thing I don't have are targets to shoot at. They have these like rubber pads. They go all the way back to like 300 meters. And there's like a clip on it to hold the target sheet onto it. I don't have those targets. I have what they call sticky dots for my 22s to sight them in.
Right.
I don't have a regular full size target, and these things are like human sized body targets.
Oh.
I don't have those. Amazon, can you send me some? It'll be on my phone tomorrow. It'll be on my phone tomorrow. Oh, I might get something in my email.
You'll get an email saying thank you for your order.
Yeah. I can't believe that. StreamYard went to full screen, and it says normally if you go full screen, you can hit escape, and it goes back to normal. I'm hitting escape, and it doesn't go back to normal.
Is there down in your right side? Is there two little arrows?
No, there's nothing. It took up the whole screen. I'll probably have to Control Alt Delete when we get done tonight and just say, okay, we'll start all over again. It took over the whole screen.
Do you?
Cool.
I've got your full screen now. Do you have a little box with 4 down in the bottom right corner, 4 lines?
No, I don't have the bottom right corner. My bottom right corner is the chat box.
See,
all the way to the top is like end stream, me, and then Hanging with HalfAss Homestead at the top. There's nothing there that's saying, okay, well, you can change it back. And I don't know what button I hit. Oh, wait, maybe. Hold on. I just found something. Yeah, remove from stage, mute, visual effects, and edit mic settings. Nope. That's not what. Off maximize. Oh no, that's not what I want either. You butt suckers, man. That's not what I want. I can maximize you, I can maximize me, but I can't make it go back to what it was. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to just say, okay, well when I end the stream, I'll probably have to restart the computer. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like YouTube, Normally with YouTube, you can just hit escape and it goes back to normal. Yeah, this ain't going back to normal.
What do you think of the cold air, man? This is insane.
Dude, it was like 47 degrees out. I was standing in the sun at my house and it was warmer than crap. I went to do these t-shirts, and out on the back porch of where we were at, the smoke, you had to stand where the wind was blowing. The sun was shining, but the wind was blowing. And I was like, hold on. I'm going back up to my car and I'm grabbing my jacket. I can't stand out here. All I had on was like this light flannel shirt to begin with. But in the sun at my house, without the wind blowing, it felt very warm out, even though it was only like 47 degrees. But up there on top of the mountain where we were at, oh no, you needed a jacket. I was amazed at how many people were there with like heavy duty sweatshirts and stuff. I didn't think it was going to be needed, but I did decide because of the temperature. Like, I don't even know what it is right now. It's 40 degrees out right now. So I decided I want to grab a good heavy duty windbreaker I got. It's one I got from my job before I got taken out. This thing, the wind doesn't blow through it. It's got a little bit of insulation into it. And I was like, yeah, that'll work. Take that with you. It was like my first time going out and smoke a cigarette after I got there. And I was like, go to the car and get the jacket. It's too cold out.
I'm in shorts and t-shirt. I've been in all day. And when I was at my sister's, that wind was whipping.
Yeah.
It was cold. It was only 51 by the car coming home.
Well, that's not bad. 51's doable.
No, dude, I want 90 degrees.
I would prefer at least 70 without a lot of wind. Yeah, so remember I was talking about that elm tree or that oak tree I had out front that I had cut down,
Yeah.
that thing turned out to be a joke.
Really?
I had a guy come up to me and he says, "Hey, he's my scrap hauler." He comes up to me and says, "Hey, I can hire this guy and we can come over and we can do this. I don't know what the price is going to be yet, but we can clean that tree out of your yard." And I was like, "Well, all the pieces 6 inches and less, I want to keep for myself for campfire wood or whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, we'll pile them up for you. We'll do this, we'll do that." And I was like, "All right, cool." Well, Monday when I couldn't mow my lawn and it was 70 degrees out, I decided, well, I'll get my chainsaw out. I laid it on the side. I filled it up with bar oil. I filled it up with gas. I put the gas can back where it's not out in sunlight, whatever. I went into my house. I went to pee. I walked back out. All the gas I put in it ran off on my sidewalk.
Really?
I was like, "Oh, are you serious?" It's only been used once since I bought it.
Wow.
So we got the local hardware store where they do chainsaw repairs. And I went down and I talked to the kid that runs that. And he's like, "What kind of saw is it?" And it's just a cheap ass Chinese chainsaw. It was like $135. He says, "Well, if it doesn't say Still on it, it's not going in my shop." And I'll explain to you why. You bought a chainsaw for $135. If it goes through the doors to even go in my shop, it's automatically $85. And that's without doing any work.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, that ain't gonna happen." I says, "All right, well, let me ask you this then. What should I look for?" And he says, "Look for cracked lines, look for disconnected lines, anything like that." He says, "If you need gas line, bring me a piece of it and I can match it and I can sell it to you and you can do it yourself. But I don't want that in my shop." I was like, "Well, all right, well, that was number one on my options for Tuesday, or number two on my options for Monday. Mowing the lawn was number one. I was like, all right, well, let's go to number three. Let's go over to the chicken coop and start cleaning the chicken coop out." I walk in there and we had so much rain that even though I've got the whole chicken coop covered with like the most heavy dutyest tarp that they sell at Harbor Freight,
Yeah.
the rain blew in underneath it. I could not walk in there. It was so slippery. And I'm like, all right, well, now I got to spend more money. And of course, Leah says to me, "Well, why is it going to cost so much?" Well, because I got to go in and I got to dig out about 4.5 inches of straw, chicken poop, and everything from the last 2 years we've been using this chicken run. And then we got to put down new wood chips. And anywhere there's a watering bowl, you can't have wood chips. You have to put down straw again. So that means I got to go out and buy another $4 bill of straw. But because I don't have my truck, it's still in the shop, I'm not putting it in my car. You know, I don't know if you've ever done that. Put a bale of straw in the back of your vehicle and then think it's going to come out clean.
No.
I watched Bobblehead take one out of the back of his car the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, that's why I don't want it in the back of mine." He's over there picking out pieces for like 20 minutes while he's talking, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want it in mine neither." And mine's got carpet. This has got rubber.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, have you been watching Bobblehead lately?
No, I with all its back issues and stuff, I haven't watched much. I catch Mike and Lisa every so often, but
yeah, Jeff over to Bobblehead. He had Wally come over and fix his I don't remember the brand name of it. His skid steer. The cat. He had Wiley work on it. After Cat already worked on it first. He had Wiley work on it to change out the rollers or whatever. And that was a real pain in the neck. And then he only used it for like a day, maybe a day and a half on his property. And a hose broke. And he told him, he says, "Well, I'm looking at 3 hoses and I want the one on top." And the Cat dealership says, "There's 2 on top." And he's like, "No, I'm sending you a picture. There's only one on top." And he says, "No, they're side by side. You can't see the back one." So Wiley came over and took the hose off, that was leaking. Jeff had to drive to Russellville, which is like an hour and a half away or something like that. Drop it off, drive an hour and a half back home, take care of his chickens all night, and then the next day drive all the way back to Russellville to pick it up, and then drive back home again and still take care of his chickens and stuff. To find out that the hose that they did for him wasn't the hose that he actually took there to have them make.
Oh.
So he had to make three different trips for a single freaking hose.
Wow.
That's like an hour and a half each way. So that's about 3, 6, 9 hours of travel time. And he's going to his neighbors going, hey, look, I got to go back to Russellville. Is there anything you want at Aldi's? Because I got to go right by there. I was like, dude, I would be honest with you. If that happened to me, and it was a cat dealer that actually did the wrong hose, if that were me, I think it was the wrong fittings they put on it, if I'm right. I'm not sure. But if that was me, I'd be telling them, no, you screwed up. You just wasted a whole bunch of my time, my gas, and whatnot. I'm not paying you the price you want. I'm going to pay you the price I think it's worth, because of the time that I got to take out for the time I drove over here to get you to do it, and you did it wrong.
Right.
You know?
Right.
A lot of people aren't like me, and I wasn't like me a couple of years back. I would never say anything bad about anybody or anything. I just ride with it and say whatever. I don't care. Now, if people do me wrong, I say something. It's like it's like with the vacuum sealed. It's a window mount for your phone that has a magnetic circle on it.
Yeah.
And then you have to put the metal magnet on the back of your phone. Mel and Gary shared it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I want one. So I ordered one. You know what that turned out to be? It turned out to be a major fiasco. I'm going to show you what my phone looks like. I had to cut a circle through my phone case, put the metal band on my phone. But you notice at the bottom, you see how wide that metal band is up on top, how narrow it gets towards the bottom?
Yeah.
Because it had to be under the case, because that metal band doesn't have a really good sticker to it. And I complained about it. And I told the company, I said, just send me a new metal band. They sent me 3. I don't know what I did with the other 2. I did use one. They sent me 3. And then about a week later, they contacted me again and said, are you satisfied? And I said, no, not really. I've got 2 stacked up metal bands on the magnet. And the third metal band on my phone right now will allow it to stick to it, but it will fall off because there's 2 more metal bands already on there. But if I take those 2 off, the magnet is so strong that it'll pull the one on my phone off. So yeah, no, I'm not happy with it. So they reached out and they said, all right, we're going to send you another one. So now I've got one for my car and I've got one for my truck. And somewhere around here, I've got 2 more metal bands. I don't know where they're at, but I got 2 more metal bands around here somewhere. Same thing with like, we went shopping for dishwasher for the house.
Yeah.
I bought one from Home Depot. It's an 18-inch dishwasher. I bought one from Home Depot, and I was waiting, and I was waiting, and I was waiting, and I was emailing going, well, is this thing going to ever ship or what, you know? And they finally said, no, it's not going to ship. So they give me back my money. So I went to Lowe's, and I said, well, okay, well, I want the better one. And I ordered a very expensive one. And then after I ordered it, I realized that's really not the best dishwasher to buy, because you have to have a smartphone. It has to be connected to the internet. You have to connect the dishwasher to the internet to even go into a rinse cycle. And I was like, yeah, that's a piece of shit. But I bought into it before reading all the different reviews. And lo and behold, the next day, the one I ordered from Harbor Freight or Home Depot showed up on my front porch. I said to Leah, I says, we didn't pay for this one. We got an option. We pay for the most expensive one. It's going to be a piece of shit. or we keep this one and cancel the sale on that one. She says, no, cancel the sale. And I did. And so we got a free dishwasher out of the deal.
Hey.
Same thing with like winter boots. I ordered winter boots, and they said, what size do you want? I says 10.5 wide, because my foot's in a brace. I need to have wide shoes. And they sent them to me. And I was like, what country are you shipping these out of? These things aren't even like a size 9, but they're not wide by any means. My foot would not fit into it. And they said, well, do you want us to send you a better pair? And I says, yeah, send me like a size 12, because maybe that'll be like a 10.5 wide. And they did. They sent me another pair of boots. I still got the originals. Now, I'll be honest with you. I think they're actually size 9. I don't know anybody that wears size 9 boots. They're small. They're like Chinese size small. And I was like, I don't know. I've dealt with a lot of companies like that in the past, and I used to just blow it off. And anymore, no, I'm a complainer now. If something's not what I thought I was ordering, I'm gonna complain about it, because I learned, there's a good chance you're gonna get something back in return out of it.
Yeah.
I don't expect shit for free, but I don't expect to spend money on something I want to have it not be what I ordered.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna stay on long.
Yeah, I'm not either. We're 10 minutes from finishing out the order. I'm gonna say we're close enough. I don't care.
Yeah. We'll get together again soon.
Yes, we will. By the way, if we ever do another one, I was thinking about this the other day. If we ever go do like another meetup or whatever, I don't want to do the one we're doing this month in May. It's not warm enough to my likes in either place. But I'm thinking, if we do that, I would like to do it where we find somebody else that needs help doing something, like Eric and Missy over to Tilted K, or maybe like White Rock Homestead, where they're getting ready to do some stuff, something like that. Go somewhere where there's something else going on. I know Mike and Lissa still need help and whatnot, but I would like to be able to try to spread that out, the love, to somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
I like I think the Grady's need help.
Yes.
And
I don't know where they're at on their build, but I know they haven't really gone very far.
Yeah.
Now, people like Melanie and Gary over at SLR,
yeah,
I would offer my help to hang the sheetrock or something like that. Maybe you can take my sheetrock jack and say, here you go, you can keep it when you're done. But something like that, I'm like, I don't really know as though I need to, because they have so many sponsors and everybody else going on for them right now. I'm just like, yeah, I think that would be a waste of time. Now, if Anthony and Roxanne needed help with something, which they won't tell you if they do, because they haven't been online forever, that would be a different story as well. If you want me to walk the wood line that Dave cleared out and turned it into a nice backyard, and you need somebody to go pick up sticks and rocks or whatever, yeah, I'd be willing to do that, because they don't have sponsors and they're not online a lot. But I don't know. I'm just thinking somebody else, somebody different, and just say, okay, we did it for these guys this time, let's find somebody else tonight.
Yeah, I'm willing to do whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think, Troy? I know you're there.
Well, you just say you're right, but I don't know where that you're right comes from.
That was you earlier. You were saying that too.
Yeah, about the camera and the TV.
He says he's going to keep warm tonight because he's freezing.
Yeah, Arlene said the same thing. I'm lighting a fire because it's chilly. Well, you know what, Arlene? I'd light a fire too, but my thing is, right here underneath my desk, I have an oil-filled radiator heater, and right now it's blowing off some pretty good heat. But I'm still sitting here in my jacket that I've had on for the last 2 hours because even though it's blowing the heat out from underneath the desk, it's hitting my knees. It's not hitting my upper chest. So it's not really warm, and it's still 40 degrees right now in New York. We actually had a really good hailstorm the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Oh, we got hit with hail for over an hour and a half.
We didn't get it.
I don't know. I don't know how big they were getting, but I got a dent in the hood of my car to show you where one of them had. And that had to have been at least a half an inch in diameter.
I wanted to hit. I wanted to wreck, total out my van. So I, no,
I don't.
I
don't
say that all the time. I'm just messing around.
I don't because that means if we get a really bad hailstorm up here, that means all of my maple cabinet grade plywood that's in my trailer that's ready to build my kitchen island with is going to have to come out of that trailer and go over top of my car. I've got enough sheets to go over the car and around the car, so no matter how much hail we get, it's not going to really hit the car. But I don't want to do it because that means those cabinet grade pieces of maple that I got that were like $90 a sheet won't be worth a crap for building my cabinets unless I want them to look distressed.
And that's insane.
Which
that
is
they
fine.
that
Which is fine. If they look distressed, it doesn't matter. I was going to paint them anyway because I found out they're maple sheets and not the pro grade. I'm probably not going to paint them, but I don't know. I reached out to a local sawmill that was doing maple, and I told him, I said, well, I'm looking for 4/4 boards that are 4 inches wide. And he come back and he says, how many board feet do you want? And I was like, I'm just doing face frames for my cabinet, so I'm gonna say probably, I don't know, 30. And he's like, well, this is my price. And I was like, all right, great. Where are you located at? Oh, I'm in Owego. Yeah, I'm not driving from Cincinnati to Owego to pick up 30 board feet of lumber.
No
I
way.
can drive. I can drive to the other side of what is it? Little York Lake. I think that's the one. On the other side of Homer. They got Kennedy hardwoods over there. I could go over there and say, okay, well now instead of buying a 4/4 of 4-inch wood, I want 4 sides finished of 3/4 inch wood for the front wood to put on these cabinets. And they would run it through their milling machines and sell it to me probably a lot cheaper, and I wouldn't have to pay for all that extra lumber that I'm not going to use. If you ever watch like Out of the Woods with Nathan, he has what's called a 4-sided machine where he can take any board off of his mill and it'll go in and you tell it the width of the wood you want, the height of the wood you want, and it'll give you the cleanest finish on all 4 sides.
Wow.
Well, Kennedy Hardwoods has that same machine. And then it's all kiln dried from them. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll just buy local. Sorry.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Perkins brother builders.
I watch them and I watch RR.
Yep.
RR is like really big into doing the new stuff, not the old stuff. But the new stuff.
They're in California.
Yeah.
R&R. And Perkins is in South Carolina. Or North Carolina.
Yep.
Western North Carolina.
Yep.
But I also watched the Nico brothers out of South Carolina.
Oh, the ones that go to the auctions?
Yep.
I like those
Mike
guys.
and Ivan? Yeah.
Yeah, I like those guys because they go there and they buy some pretty weird stuff at those auctions, and most of it's broken when they buy it. And then they bring it back and they're like, okay, well, we can fix it. Yeah, and they do. They're really good at it.
Yeah.
They're really good at it.
Yeah. When I can't sleep at night, that's what I do. I get up and I watch that.
I don't. when I can't sleep at night, I turn on the TV and I go to Oxygen Channel and I watch like Dateline.
Oh, see, I don't watch regular TV.
I try not to. I try not to. I put it on. I put it on for background noise when I go to bed.
Too much garbage.
Oh
And then
yeah,
it's like if you're watching a movie, you get 5 minutes and then there's like 30 commercials. It's like what?
yep.
A
I've
4-hour
actually,
movie takes 30 minutes to show the whole movie.
I've actually been pissing off a lot of people lately on YouTube
Oh,
channels because people in the chats when they're doing a live will be complaining. You got way too many ads. You got way too many ads, and I'll come in now. They're like, you do know you can download the Brave browser, which is free, and you'll never see another YouTube ad again. So what you have to do is you have to take your favorite channels that you love, and then volunteer to give money to them in a different way. You can do it in like a super chat or something like that, or send them something or whatever. But you will never see another YouTube ad again. Brave browser is free, and anybody can use it, and you will never see another YouTube ad again. I've been using it for years. When I first found out about it, I was like, "Oh, I like that idea," and I've never seen a YouTube ad since.
the thing I've learned about YouTube is they want you to pay them, and then you don't see any ads.
Yeah, yeah, the
$14
Prime.
a month.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen either. Not when I can get the Brave browser for free,
Yeah.
and I still don't see any ads. But the thing is, too, I mean, a lot of these channels I watch, and people are complaining about the ads or whatever because I don't see the ads. I don't care. But a lot of them are just like, yeah, I'm not going to send you a super chat either because I watch what you do. Braden Langley, all the way outdoors or whatever it is. Yeah, Langley Outdoors Adventures or whatever. I watch his channel a lot. I don't support him. I don't send him super chats. I don't do any of that stuff. But I also don't watch his ads. I watch his videos and I give you the watch time, but I'm not watching your ads, so I'm not getting the dollar revenue either. I do that with a lot of them. Same thing with like Guns and Gadgets with Jared. I like what he does. I appreciate it. I actually have joined a lot of people that he told me I should join, like New York State Pistol and Rifle Association. I joined that. I didn't know I joined it. They sent me a T-shirt and a bunch of other stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I did join it, But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just like every one of these channels I watch, and a lot of them. It's like Dave Hookstead. I pay attention to his channel a whole lot today because he does everything that's going on with Iran and that area right now. He puts out some really good videos, and they're all like step on, get it done, and get it over with. But he also has this thing where he will be repetitive. So he may put out a 20-minute video, but I'm only interested in maybe the first 5-10 minutes of it. And then whatever else you say, you've already said in a different video. So I'm not going to watch it any longer. I'm just, okay, I watched you. I'm done. I like what you do, but I'm not supporting you. I'm not giving you the watch hours. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to be, okay, I like what you do, but I'm not going to support you that way. I don't know. It's personal preference to me is just like, there's channels out there like Johnny B. I like Johnny Baggins. He's a good friend of mine from down in Tennessee. And I watch what he puts out. He does like a daily video Monday through Friday. He does like Taco Tuesday and all this other stuff throughout the week. I enjoy every video he puts out, but I don't support him a whole lot. But I did send him a coffee cup one time. I did send him a coffee cup one time with his logo and everything on a piece of wood that was printed over onto a coffee cup. And he got that and he opened it up when he was doing live, mailing counts or whatever. And he's like, Dave, I want to thank you so much. You know, I love my Blackout coffee and I blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I know, I'm a Blackout coffee supporter too. I actually own part of the frickin' business. But I didn't send it to you to tell me about Blackout coffee. I sent it to you because I wanted to give you a little support for your channel and, you know, get the shout out for being able to do a coffee cup. And, you know, I don't support people like that otherwise. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trenton Alley. I like Trenton Alley. They're on every Monday and Friday. And Trent had Trent's garage for a long time. And he's been working on building this mountain truck for like the last 4 years. I like watching Trent's garage. He quit doing the show, so they put it over onto the regular channel when he's working on the truck. So I was like, dude, I've already got your logo from Trent's garage. So I printed him a coffee cup and I sent it out to him. And he opened up the package. He looked at it and he says, Dave, that's a really nice coffee cup. Thank you for sending it to me, but I'll never use it. I'm not sending you another one. You know what I mean? No, he's got to have the one that's small at the bottom and rounds out to the top and holds his whole cappuccino, cafe, whatever he's doing in it. He doesn't want a regular coffee cup. I was like, well, you know what? I was going to put it on a t-shirt for you too, but you know what? No, I'm not even going to do that. You disrespected me on the coffee cup, so screw you.
Yep. All right. Well, I think it's time to go.
Oh, it's well past time. We were an hour and 5 minutes.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Troy will talk to you later.
I'm sure.
Keep my eye on Facebook to see how your surgeries go.
All right.
And Dave, I'll talk to you later. I'll be up that way next week.
All right, cool. Don't be afraid to stop in. I'm always home.
All right. I'll give you a shout.
Cars in the driveway. Dave's home.
All right, man. Bye, y'all.
See you everybody later.